All right, we're talking about old traps today. Here we got a number 2 jump. Here we got a number 2 long spring. I trapped with both these this year and used them in both similar scenarios. That was in a cubby. This was in a cubby. Obviously as dirt hole sets. Next year I'll just take these and use them as cover sets, put pine needles stuff on them and trap with them like that, because I found that these don't work great in dirt hole sets. The dirt clogs these up, which, is, something's going to happen. These are about 7 inches long, so you got to build a huge hole to fit that in versus that or even a brand new trap. The only downside is even with as fast as this trap is, you lose a lot of speed putting in the dirt, whereas you don't lose as much speed with that one. But that trap is so just jumpy, right? And it's in the name to jump, but no matter what happened, like how we were bedding it, we could be using a brush, we could be using a piece of grass. Unfortunately, when it caught my friend, his finger, but it just did not want to stay set. Whereas if we put it in the water, like I ended up doing, like you've seen in one of my previous videos for drowning set, it did great. It excelled in that. It fit on the shelf fine. I ended up catching a beaver. I wish the jaws were a little bit higher, but it was fine. It's gonna go up on the wall now because I ended up catching one of my first beavers with it ever. So that's where it lives now. It's up on the wall, just a little memento. This, as you can tell, same problem. Really long springs. It was hard to try and get up on a shelf. I had to almost try and open this one all the way to get it to sit on the shelf right. We had one beaver set it off and the whole time it was up, and I just ended up realizing it probably wasn't a great thing to do. So I think next year I'm definitely going to just set it in a cubby and just cover it enough that it's set. Because I do want to use a trap still. It's a good trap, just not for what I was doing. Not as easy to set off as that. The pan tension wasn't even set on that. That was as high as that pan could go, and just drop it on that, set it off. Which is a good thing, I guess, technically. Because it just went off great. Here's it compared to my hand. I don't have giant hands, but I don't got small hands. This is a big trap. Good trap, though. Like I said, I caught things with it. We had it in cubbies, dirt hole sets, drowner sets, and it did amazing. It was a great trap. Same thing with this trap. It didn't do bad either, just, didn't perform as well as I needed it to. Whereas next year, I know how it should be set, and I'll show you how big this trap is compared to my hand, too, It's actually a little bit smaller than that one. That might not be a number 2, or that one might be bigger, but I learned that it's going to do better as just a cover set, or throw it in a trail and just kind of throw a few pine needles or leaves on it. See, it's still fast. But I like both traps just as nice. That one took a great dye earlier in the year. That one took a great dye. They waxed fine. That one just went off a little bit too easily. There were a couple times we had it set off to the side and it would just go off even after we took our knives and cleaned the pan and the trigger off. But that's just my opinion. There's some people who's going to be sitting there saying, they can get that bedded just fine and catch coyotes with it. They can get that bedded just fine. They hate that trap, love that one. Hate that one, love that one. But that's just my opinion. I like them both. I just lean closer to that one than that one. But, I definitely take more of either, because I would use a bunch of those. If I had smaller ones, I'd catch mink all day off of them. But if you guys like the video, or you have any comments or anything to leave, subscribe, or even just comment. Let me know if there's anything content-wise you want to see. I'm going to try and get a couple more videos out this year if I can get out beaver trapping more. But other than that, take it easy.